travelers, and luxury destination adventurers. It's now time to enjoy the journey on Enjoy the Journey with David Hartman and guests. And now, here's David Hartman.
In the Keys.
Greetings from paradise. Welcome to the Enjoy the Journey luxury travel show from the beautiful Florida Keys. I am back in Key Largo. A special welcome to our Radio A1A Cruising Country Radio listeners and our A1A Media Network affiliates, podcast partners, and live streaming viewers around the world. I'm your host, David Hartman, owner of Fantastic Endeavors Travel Agency. I'm the travel agent that always asks two questions. What is your bucket list trip? And where do you wish you were right now? Not the best day to be in the Keys. I am here live from Keys Meads, right in the center of Key Largo, Florida, at mile marker 99.4. We're going to talk about that and talk to Jeff, the owner, in a few minutes. But first, as always, like this feed today. Please share it in whatever groups or whatever page you're on. And as always, support our social media, and I'll be answering questions all day. We've got the chat going. May have some extra interesting questions to answer. We're going to talk about a honey wine, mead a little bit, and also give you a holiday travel update. I'm sure some of you want to get out and travel. This is the time to do it because travel is really affordable right now. But where can you go? That's the key question. And as always, subscribe to our A1A Media Network and Fantastic Endeavors YouTube channels. We're live on Fantastic Endeavors right now on YouTube. Thank you for being there. And we appreciate our Cruising Country Radio and A1A, Radio A1A audio listeners right now on audio simulcast. Harry T's run the broadcast. And as always, you guys check out our YouTube feeds. Tomorrow we'll be live on A1A Media Network, so you can check that out. And as always, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Chip Bell, author, the Jake Sullivan series, chipbellauthor.com. Jim LaPointe, talk to Jim for the best mortgage rates in the Keys. Check out the new music store on RadioA1A.com. And then Atlas Ocean Voyages, Lux Expeditions, launching in July of 2021. Awesome luxury cruise line. Longtime sponsor of the show. Health Genie, Dale Clemens. Check out the Health Genie System Checker. And Michael Marinelli, the real estate conch. Talk to Michael about real estate in the Keys. And Vic Figueroa, Keys Smartphone Repair. Stay tuned for a message from our sponsors. When we get back, we will have Jeff Kesling, owner of Keys Meads right here in Key Largo, Florida, talk about this wonderful place we are right now, this wonderful backdrop, and what Jeff actually sells here. You got to check it out. Stay tuned. Atlas Ocean Voyages offers smaller ships designed for luxe expeditions that extend the reach of adventure travel by sea, with their first ship launching in July 2021. Venture to small villages and remote locations, from the desert city of Petra to the frozen tundra of Antarctica. To experience Atlas Ocean Voyages, call David Hartman, 305-453-9208, Dave at bucketwishtrip.com.
You know, they may be called smartphones, but they are handled by regular folks like you and me. And we break things. Well, no more freaking out about breaking your smartphone because Keys Smartphone Repair is here. Just click or call keysmartphonerepair.com. That's keysmartphonerepair.com. keysmartphonerepair.com. It's fast, professional smartphone and tablet repair located in Tavernier, mile marker 90, keysmartphonerepair.com. Click it now and save.
The Health Genie System Checker answers 3 important questions when you are feeling ill. What is wrong with me? How ill am I? And where can I receive care? System Checker puts the information and answers at your fingertips with the most advanced triage and healthcare technologies available. Engage on a personal level in your own words to describe your symptoms with no smart trees or drop-down menus that force self-diagnosis. Health Genie System Checker provides an avenue to early healthcare engagement. Hello, David Hartman with Fantastic Endeavors. Fantastic Endeavors is a full-service travel agency based in Key Largo, Florida, specializing in custom individual and group travel. Our luxury travel advisors inspire people to answer 2 questions. What is your bucket list trip? And where do you wish you were right now? Fantastic Endeavors will personally tailor your journey to your needs. We build extraordinary, enriching experiences curated just for you. Call us today at 305-453-9208 or email at dave@bucketwishtrip.com. Enjoy the journey. Hey, we are back live with Jeff Kessling, owner of Keys Meads here in Key Largo, Florida. It's a 99411 Overseas Highway right in the center of the Keys, right across from CVS, right, Jeff?
Yeah, we can literally look into the pharmacy and say hi to Mike if he's working.
We can see who's picking up their prescriptions. Hey. Thank you all for being here on the Enjoy the Journey Luxury Travel Show. I appreciate you spending some of your Sunday time with me. We're actually in the middle of a tropical storm down here, although right now I'm actually seeing a ray of daylight. So it's not been too bad today, but I was looking for a good location to host the show, and the weather's so bad, and my home studio doesn't have this impressive backdrop. And I stopped in here just a couple nights ago and said, Jeff, can I have the show here? And he said, yeah. But we do want to talk to Jeff for a bit. He is busy with clients. He has a client here right now who's just demanding more wine or something. And Jeff, so first off, tell us about yourself. How did you get to the Keys, and what do you do?
Well, I came down to the Keys back in 2006. A family friend had invited me down to paint her house, so I stayed down in Venetian Shores for roughly a year. Ended up liking it so much I decided to never go home. Last time I went up to New Jersey, which I'm from, right after that happened, I decided to pack up my car, drive down, and made this a permanent location. So
nice. So what year did you arrive here?
06.
06, yeah, just 2 years after. So you've been here a while.
I have.
You're local now. Very nice.
Yeah. And I have 2 saltwater conch children now. So
that's right. Oh, 2 now. Well, congratulations. Nice. What ages?
3 years and 4 months.
They must keep you busy.
They do. Very busy.
And now you have a full-time vocation before you started the meadery here. Right?
Yeah, I'm also an engineer down here. I do a lot of concrete design for various different places.
Nice. And you work for a friend of ours, Michael, right?
Yeah, Michael Padula and David DeHaas.
A shout out to Pirates on the Water. That's how this broadcast happened, is through a Pirates event, hanging out with Mike and Barb, and I met this guy named Harry Tieford, who's running the broadcast right now, and I asked him about doing cruises together, then it led to this show recently. So,
oh, awesome.
Yeah, and I've seen you guys at networking events. That's great. So tell us about what you're doing now, and obviously you're still an engineer.
Still doing that. It's more of my hobby now than it is my profession. But we still do the engineering, and mostly trying to do the mead.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So explain to people, what is mead? And by the way, we have a couple bottles right here. I'll have you explain those in a second. But these are 2 of his products, the specialty bottles. I recently purchased a nice glass bottle right here, by the way. Very happy about that.
Yeah, so mead is alcohol made from honey.
Okay.
It's actually believed to be the oldest form of alcohol on the planet. It's very popular among especially the Vikings, Romans, Greeks. Lesser known, it was the main drink for pretty much everybody across the planet. So pirates, Egyptians, Chinese, pretty much everybody started with it back as far back as 9,000 BC, so 11,000 years ago.
9,000 BC.
Yeah, and kind of fell out of favor around the time that beer and wine became the thing, and now we're starting to try to bring it back.
Nice. I think you told me one time hanging out, because Jeff does these awesome tastings. This is a meadery, right?
Yes.
A meadery.
Yeah.
So mead is honey wine based on honey, and the flavors are unlimited, right? I mean, it's really amazing.
It's an infinite possibility, because you can go anywhere from the types of fruits or spices that you add to the meads all the way up to the different types of honey.
Sure.
And each season of honey, each flower in which the bees go to collect their nectar. And even every 5 miles, the hives will be collecting different honey. So every single hive has a different flavor. So you can go all the way from the different honeys and the flavors that they provide, all the way to the different types of fruit and spices that you can add.
Amazing. I know some of the flavors we'll talk about soon, but mango, the butterscotch you talked about, blueberry. And we're going to talk a lot about that. And so this is a new location for you.
Yeah.
Here, the official address I wrote down is 99411, 99.4.
That's correct. Unit 6.
Unit 6, forgot that part, Unit 6. So again, right across, I'm looking at the Napa store over here. So if you're coming, I guess, easy northbound, it's a right turn.
If you're coming northbound, you just look for the beautiful bee mural that Ginger Hill put for us on the side of the building that is quickly becoming a landmark. She did a gorgeous job, and it really kind of tells the tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of tells the tale of the mead going from the honeycomb all the way down to the glass. So
very nice. And by the way, while you mentioned it, so please give a plug to the person who did the mural too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ginger Hill. She did the mural behind us and the mural outside. Did a beautiful job. A little quicker than I had ever possibly imagined. She is just that gifted. So it was really great watching her work, and she just did an amazing job.
Now, this is your second location?
Yes, so we used to be next door in that 2-story green building.
Yes.
That was directly across from Napa. It's called Cedar Hills. It's now green. It used to be brown. We moved over here when we had an opportunity, came in one day, spoke to the mattress guy, and he said he was looking to get rid of half of his space. And I said, wow, I happen to be in luck because I'd love to take half your space. So worked out really well. Yeah, match made in heaven.
It's a wonderful space. I mean, I think you said, and we're going to show this off, we actually have the ability today, I'm always improving my technology. Our producer Bonnie has my Steadicam and my phone has webcam, and we're going to switch over to her. And we're going to keep talking. Don't worry, we're still here, but we're going to now show you all off, and Jeff can call out some things about his new place. But look, this is twice as large as your...
About 5 times.
5 times. So
it's significantly bigger than it used to be.
Nice.
It allows me to do a lot more different types of flavors, gives me a lot more opportunity to barrel age, which is some of the more popular ones. Barrels and mead just go together extremely well. It provides a smoothness that can be unrivaled in many times. So it's delicious stuff.
Well, I do like the fact that you've expanded. I first met you when you were just, even in the old space you expanded.
Yes. Yeah, we started out in that one little tiny room, and we expanded into the next room over and actually joined 2 rooms together, and then finally when we were ready, we lucked into this place, and here we are today, and we're moving along.
Good news is we're not on camera now, so we can catch up on our drinking.
I left mine across the bar.
I mean, when I saw this a few weeks ago, it's been since March, and I do apologize not coming in sooner. And I finally saw him like that's Jeff. Keys Meads. It's cool. And I've seen your product around town, like the brewery, Florida Keys Brewing Company. Our friends Cheryl and Craig.
Oh yeah.
Have you on tap on occasion. They always warn you, like, be careful, it's strong.
Well, yeah, I've actually been there when some people were drinking it, and I'm watching them get inebriated as the moments go by. I was like, oh yeah, how many has he had? And the person's like, oh, I think he's on his 5th glass.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he looks like he's getting a taxi.
Let me just divert a couple things. So Bonnie showed off. You don't have just honey wine here, mead, but you have, Bonnie just showed off, hey, that's us.
We have Pirate Hat Apiary products.
Pirate Hat, that's Jeff Wingate.
That's Jeff Wingate,
yes.
And with his lovely wife, Paula Whittick, Paula Whittick Wingate.
So they got married last January.
They did. They got married, and she owns Mrs. Max, and together, he keeps telling me stories of how where normal people watch TV when they get home at night, he and her actually like to do arts and crafts. So they've put together all these different handmade products, just him and her, and they do a really fantastic job. I love selling their products here, and we're actually joining forces with Pirate Hat Apiary, and Jeff Wingate is coming in to be a partner, and we're actually about to pick up our distilling license. So we'll be making distilled mead.
Business partners, and you're expanding your product. Jeff is a great guy. I actually met Jeff through the Upper Keys Brewers, Upper Keys Homebrew Club. Initially, Matt Tybus and Tim Kirshner invited me, good friends of mine. Matt was on the show on June 29th for Everglades Alligator Farm. Check that show on YouTube. And then Tim is a good friend. Tim was actually watching that show. But years ago, they invited me, and I'm not a brewer, but I'm a good taster, and I'd bring food and dessert. And through that, I met Travis, who's here today, who I get my internet through Terra Nova, and then Jeff Wingate. And these people are really passionate about beer. And then you were doing the mead thing. I said, oh, I've heard of mead.
Oh yeah, I was that random guy who brought the weird product in. Like, who the heck is this guy? Oh, mead? Okay, what's that? So, yeah, I kind of changed the landscape a little bit down here, I think.
You did, and it's been wonderful to see your growth. It's my pleasure being here today to showcase your story.
She's showing the back.
Yeah. Bonnie, don't give up the secret sauce.
Yeah, actually, she just showed a couple of little tiny 6-gallon barrels we have. We're trying out some new ideas where you can actually order stuff right off tap, straight from the barrel, which has been a pretty successful idea. So,
Bonnie, if you have to walk outside and show off the mural, please. It's right on this side, the parking lot side. Hopefully, this tropical storm will not take Bonnie away. To back up, so northbound's easy. Look for the mural Bonnie's going to show off, and Bonnie will show the storefront too. But southbound's a little trickier because it's a one-way road. So how do you get here coming southbound? See, you're going to come by Office Depot Plaza where Divers Direct is.
Well, there's two ways you can get here, actually.
Okay.
You can go past them both, past the Napa, and then turn around at the Advance Auto, which has a little side road there. Or you can just make the turn at the light, and there's actually a back road behind what used to be DJ's Diner, is currently high tide.
Okay.
And it'll actually take you to our back parking lots.
There it is.
Yep, and there's our mural
Beautiful.
from the outside.
Wow. You can't miss it. And there's a parking lot, literally you can park where Bonnie's standing right now.
That's correct. And there's
parking in front.
There's parallel parking in front.
Yeah.
Parallel parking.
That's my fantastic Honda Element. I've had since 2005, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Been paid for since 2008. That's why I keep it. Never leaves Florida.
Oh, I know the feeling. I finally paid off my truck, and now I, of course, am looking for a new one.
That's great.
Because that's what happens when you pay off a vehicle.
I think Bonnie went out of range, so I'm going to transition back to us. There we go.
Oh, there we are.
Hey, we're back. Hey. We were just drinking away while you guys were watching the study cam. So that was a little tour of what Jeff has here. This is a meadery. He specializes in honey wine, what they call mead. Keep in mind that what you buy here is not something that you do shots of per se. It is
No,
this
this is
sipping.
definitely a
It's something you
sipper.
enjoy, yeah.
It'd be easier to compare it to a bourbon. You know, for those bourbon drinkers who prefer to sit and sip, it's definitely for the people who've never had mead before. It's more of an after-dinner drink. For those of us who have had mead before, it's whenever you want.
Yeah.
But it is not one where wine you generally pair with food. This one you don't really have to. Can you pair it with food? Yes. But usually you pick a food for a mead, whereas in the wine world you pick a wine for the food.
Sure.
So it's kind of backwards in that regard. So I usually tell people as a beginning thing, treat it as something that you're going to drink as an after-dinner drink. It also has a really beautiful mellow buzz, so it's not like one of those I got drunk and got wild. It's more of a I got drunk and the woes and worries of the world just fell away and I had a great day.
I like just sitting like last night we just sat back and had a little bit of the Jamaican cherry, I believe, and the mango. I have mango in this bottle right here. Check out this bottle; it's beautiful. And I've earmarked this bottle here. Those who have friends in town, every Christmas party, I always bring this bottle by. It might not be in this bottle, but it's what is the holiday one?
The holiday spiced is essentially a mulled mead that I do usually yearly, and each year it's been a little bit different, and I'm trying to really crack down on the idea of it's a craft, and I want it to be a craft. So I do try to maintain certain ones to some level of consistency, but in all honesty, I love the fact that they are craft and you can come in and try something new. Even if you've had mango before, the next time you have it, it'll be a little different and you might enjoy it more or less, but that's life. And that's what I really aim for, is to give you that new and unique experience every time you come by.
Excellent. So tastings?
Tastings
How do people
are the most
experience
popular.
your product? Yep.
Okay, so the most popular way of doing it is you come in, you pay for a tasting. There's two options. We originally only had one. It was pay $8 for 10 different flavors. It's a third of an ounce that you can drive. So if you're thinking about coming in, you want to do a tasting, you are capable of driving afterward. It was tailored for that.
Nice.
Or for those of us who can either walk home or have other opportunities to get home, you can also taste all of them, which is currently 22 meads. That can get you lightly intoxicated, and you might not want to drive afterward. But
Okay.
it's a optional thing, and it really gives
You
you.
have to be safe. It is a
You have
Keys.
to be
You have
safe.
to be safe. Safety
Yeah,
first.
I do find that if my patrons make it home safely and they don't die, they're more likely to return. It's just a theory I'm running with. It's just this idea I've got. So we'll see if it holds true. But yeah, you come in, you taste the 10 different flavors, and it gives you a really wide range of opportunity to see just how varied the world
Sure.
of mead can be. And while my 22 flavors are all unique and individual, they are by no means even the tip of the iceberg into what the world of meads can really provide. And it's not something you're going to replace your beer and your wine with. It's something you're going to drink because it itself is good, and you want to drink it as a side thing. It's something you want to also drink. And I'm not trying to push out the beer and the wine out of people.
Sure.
I love mead. I love everything that is mead. I'm not a big beer or wine person myself, but Travis, the person we were just talking about, who owns Terra Nova
Customer's
Net,
here. Very patient
the customer
customer.
here, he loves to drink mead, but he's also still a very big beer connoisseur. So he likes to make it, he likes to drink it, but that doesn't mean that he's going to shift from one to another.
Good.
And so that's
Very
what
good
I'm
point.
aiming for. I want you to have the opportunity to try something new that you can enjoy, and for an entirely different reason.
I love it. I love your passion for it. I love the attitude for it. And then I am so grateful for you and proud of you to be in this new space. And
Well,
I'm,
I've been
I'm
taste
staring at a
testing.
hive that Bonnie showed off. You had a live hive here.
Yes.
The products. Again, before, the first time I was there, it was a little space. I got a little bigger, but this is just, and plus, but that was second floor. You were hard to find.
Yeah,
a
we
couple
were.
times I went up and down. It's like a labyrinth in that building. I get my hair cut at Manny's next door.
I don't
And
even want to talk about that building.
Yeah,
It was. You don't realize what you were dealing with until you move out of that situation and you realize just how much better you have it now. And then you
Sure.
start to reflect and go, how did I survive for 3 years in this place? So
You did good though. You
Yeah.
did good. And I like the fact that you have hours, and because you actually work from here.
yeah.
And what's nice is you're here.
Yeah,
So-
and in fact, if you need to get in touch with me outside of business hours, the best thing to do is just call or email.
Sure.
Because I'm usually here. My wife swears that I live here because, it's what I have to do. I also, because I work as an engineer here in the building, I'm here all the time. So
Good point. So how do people? We have an international audience between Facebook and Radio A1A and Cruising Country Radio. How do people? They want to learn about you right now online.
well, they can go to keysmeads.com. It's
Keysmeads.com.
very easy.
Okay.
It's super simple. There's nothing more complex than you just have to remember that we're in the Keys.
Sure.
Keys, and that it's mead. So Keys makes more than one. So it's keysmeads.com.
Meads
very
plural.
Easy.
Keys
Meads
meads
plural.
plural.
Right. And
KYSMEADS.com.
correct.
Okay.
And it's the same thing for our Facebook page. It's also Keys Meads, and
Sure.
pretty much anytime you Google it, it's always just Keys Meads. It's very easy to find us. And if you ever want to order something, for instance, you're looking to get a bottle or two, I always recommend to people, you can absolutely go online and order directly from there, but the best recommendation is to give me a call. Just due to the way that our system currently works, and we're working on that, I'm not able to have all of the selections online at any given time. However, if you call me, I can add whatever we have that you're interested in, or send me an email, and I'll shoot you over a
Nice.
little flyer that has all of our current needs on it. So it's a really great opportunity.
As far as contacting you directly, the information's on the website.
It's on the website, keysmeads@gmail.com
Okay.
as well, or just give us a call. It's directly on the website. You can also Google us, and it'll take you straight to all that. Very, very easy
Excellent.
to find that.
Excellent. Listen, here at Keys Meads in Key Largo, Florida, beautiful Florida Keys, with Jeff Kessling at 99411
411.
Unit 6.
Unit 6.
Next to the mattress store.
Next to the mattress store,
Yep.
Lazaro of the original mattress store. He's been here for 13 years. He was actually here for a very, very, very long time, and directly across from the CVS.
If you find CVS, just take a left. It's right here. You come over here, and then the diner on the corner's changed name. It was the diner.
Yeah. Now it's High Tide. Used to be
High Tide
DJ's.
Diner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very easy to find. Check them out. Check them out at keysmeads.com. Jeff has customers. Want to let me get him back. If you do have questions for Jeff during the show, he's still around. I can grab him. And I know I haven't had a chance to acknowledge you guys, but I am going to go back to questions soon, especially during our halfway break. So stick around. As always, like this, share the feed, support Jeff's Facebook page, leave a question there. But also, I'm live for until 6 p.m. tonight, so please put a question in the chat, and it'll bring Jeff back over, and about flavors, about mead, about holiday gifts. Talk about great holiday gifts. These are perfect around the holiday time.
Oh man, they're great, and there's almost no way that you're going to fail because we have everything from dries all the way to sweets, and it's not like a wine where if you pick a sweet, a dry wine drinker is going to hate it. You can drink these no matter what your style is, and it's just really easy to find something that somebody will love. It really is.
And those who are just joining, as always, this is available on recording right where you're watching it right now, either on YouTube or Facebook. Watch the beginning. We did a nice Steadicam tour as we were talking about his facility here in Keys Meads. Check it out. The place is just wonderful. He has keep expanding. And then Harry Tiefer did ask for more information about the Art by Ginger.
Okay.
So how do you reach her?
Art by Ginger, you can actually Google Art by Ginger. She's also on Facebook under Art by Ginger.
There you go.
And
very talented artist.
Yeah, and if he needs to, I can actually try to get her actual email or phone number and get that out there for you. So
excellent.
Or just give me a call. I can get you in touch with her too.
Appreciate that as always. And those looking to reach Art by Ginger, if you can't find her that way, just reach out in the chat or message me directly or contact Jeff directly off keysmead.com, and we'll get you in touch. She did a phenomenal job. When I walked in on Friday night, I was like, who did your mural? I didn't think about the outside one until you mentioned it.
Yeah.
And that's how I know you move. I mean, the outside one's almost more impressive to get people in. Once they're here, I mean, you just want to stay
for those people out there who like Pokemon, this is actually now a Pokestop too, which is
nice.
Crazy. I just found out that, so
for all you younger mead drinkers out there.
Oh, please. Most of my mead patrons in their 30s, 40s, 50s are also playing Pokemon while they're drinking mead. So it's not just the younger folk.
Well, also Friday night we had early 20s in here.
Yeah, well, that was a whole different story.
But Dawn.
Reach out to Dawn DeBrule.
Yeah, Dawn DeBrule and her cousin and her friends were here. It was very fun. It was actually good hanging out with her cousin again. I know her very well. So Jeff, great having you on. We're going to continue the show, and this is a holiday travel update show, and a good theme because this is great holiday gifts, and this is the holiday spice mead I'll have on hand.
Yep, we have two versions right now: a Christmas version, which reminds you of a bit of an apple pie, and we have a pumpkin spice for those people who are getting ready for the Thanksgiving time. Both are really good for different reasons. You could drink them from anywhere from cold all the way to hot, and actually, it's this time of year preferred hot. But most meads are drank room temperature, which is a great thing. You keep them on your liquor cabinet instead of in your refrigerator, so they don't take up space.
Excellent, Jeff. Yeah. Appreciate having on. Let's get back to your customers. I know they're probably demanding more drink. And cheers to Jeff and Keys Mead. It's a phenomenal location. Check them out here in Key Largo, 99411 Unit 6, right in the middle of Key Largo, Florida. You really can't miss it, right across from CVS. Check them out. And the best way to learn about his meads and come in and taste them. His tastings are very affordable. You get how many different flavors?
10 different flavors.
10 different
for
flavors.
$8.
That's how I learned about it.
Yeah. And it gives me an opportunity to really talk you through the whole thing and really give you a hands-on experience with it.
Excellent. Appreciate it, Jeff.
All right. Well,
we'll see you when we're done.
All right. Sounds great.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. That was great. So that was Jeff Kesling, owner of Keys Meads. Check him out at keysmeads.com. And we're going to shift around at the break here. But before the break, halfway out of the hour, I do want to say we're still doing the holiday travel update, but I did want to give some kudos to Jeff because he's doing a great job with his Keys Meads location here. And as always, if you've noticed, my feeds all since June 1st have been showcasing local businesses because we were struggling down here for so long, and I'm here to help them out since it's hard to travel these days. But travel is still possible, so stay tuned. Coming up soon after the break, appreciate everyone being on. I'll do some shout outs to everyone. If you had questions, I'm going to go back in the chat during our brief little 3-minute break. Stay on because we're going to talk about if you want to go somewhere, where can you go? You can still travel. You can still travel safely, domestically and even international. So stay tuned for that. As always, like and share this. We're live on YouTube. Subscribe to my Fantastic Numbers YouTube. This video gets uploaded tomorrow morning to A1A Media Network. Subscribe to that page and like the video there. And I always appreciate the simulcast on RadioA1A and Cruise and Country Radio. Appreciate having them on. I know you guys are on the audio today. Definitely check out Jeff's Keys Mead place here in Key Largo. And also check us out on YouTube on the A1A Media Network tomorrow to see the whole tour of Jeff's wonderful, beautiful facility. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be right back to talk about holiday travel. I'm sure you're all wondering, like, I can't travel now. You can. Because of testing, because of mask and restrictions, you definitely can travel right now. And I'm going to talk about where it's safe to travel, because that's what I do. So David Hartman here on the Enjoy the Journey Luxury Travel Show. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned for a message from our sponsors. Atlas Ocean Voyages offers smaller ships designed for luxe expeditions that extend the reach of adventure travel by sea, with their first ship launching in July 2021. Venture to small villages and remote locations, from the desert city of Petra to the frozen tundra of Antarctica. To experience Atlas Ocean Voyages, call David Hartman, 305-453-9208, Dave at bucketwishtrip.com.
You know, they may be called smartphones, but they are handled by regular folks like you and me. And we break things. Well, no more freaking out about breaking your smartphone, because Keys Smartphone Repair is here. Just click or call keysmartphonerepair.com. That's keysmartphonerepair.com. keysmartphonerepair.com. It's fast, professional smartphone and tablet repair located in Tavernier, mile marker 90. keysmartphonerepair.com. Click it now and save.
The Health Genie System Checker answers 3 important questions when you are feeling ill. What is wrong with me? How ill am I? And where can I receive care? System Checker puts the information and answers at your fingertips with the most advanced triage and healthcare technologies available. Engage on a personal level in your own words to describe your symptoms with no smart trees or drop-down menus that force self-diagnosis. Health Genie System Checker provides an avenue to early healthcare engagement. Hello, David Hartman with Fantastic Endeavors. Fantastic Endeavors is a full-service travel agency based in Key Largo, Florida, specializing in custom individual and group travel. Our luxury travel advisors inspire people to answer 2 questions. What is your bucket list trip? And where do you wish you were right now? Fantastic Endeavors will personally tailor your journey to your needs. We build extraordinary, enriching experiences curated just for you. Call us today at 305-453-9208 or email at dave@bucketwishtrip.com. Enjoy the journey. Hey, we're back live. David Hartman, host of the Enjoy the Journey Luxury Travel Show, here on RadioA1A Cruising Country Radio and Facebook Live, and my Fantastic Endeavors YouTube channel, live right now. Check them out. As always, like and share this and put a comment in. Thank you for your comments so far. We're going to go back to the chat and talk to you guys about what's been happening here today. And we're going to talk next about holiday travel. This is a good time. It's November. Hard to believe it's November 8th. And Thanksgiving's around the corner, and then it's Christmas. And that's the big travel time. This year, I know a lot of people want to stay home, but you know, you can still travel, and I'll talk about where and when you can travel. So first off, some questions in the feed. Yeah, Harry T, the Art by Ginger Impressive. She has her own Facebook page, and plus you can contact Jeff directly at keysmead.com in his email there to find out more about her. And she did a great job. Yes, Sherry Byers Langston, thanks for being here. Michael Canick, how you doing? A lot of oh my gods over the backdrops. I literally walked in here Friday with really no plan to do the show anywhere because the weather was so bad. We actually have a tropical storm, a hurricane watch warning, and I'm staring at a red sky right now, the kind of red sky. So we're kind of on the dry side of the storm. It's a very weak storm that's been around for a while. It's an ETA, the 28th named storm of the year. It's a tied a record from 2005, and it's not been too bad today. But my house is locked up and had some water in the road, not too bad, not real flooding, just king tide. And overall, we're business as usual in the Keys. So next up, and I haven't had any questions yet about, have any questions on Jeff's mead, honey wine, his products? He's here for the next half hour with customers, and I can pull him on over. And as always, if you're watching this on the record, put the comments in there anyways, because I'm always answering them after the fact, and I'll get any message to Jeff, or you can find Jeff at keysmead.com. And as always, you can find me at bucketwishtrip.com and 305-453-9208 and Dave at bucketwishtrip.com. Reach me for any travel needs, any questions on the show, or if you want me to host my show at your location, reach out to me. I'm always up for showcasing new locations here in the Keys and elsewhere too. All right. Obviously, I started this show to travel and show destinations. I've done a lot down here, a lot at Disney World where I have a timeshare. I'm there every month. And I'll be on the Florida beach, in Vero Beach next week. But eventually I'll be doing the show from really unique places. That was always the plan. And travel is coming back. So where can you go? Dave, where can I go for the holidays? Well, let's talk domestically. Obviously, Florida is wide open. Our governor, a month and a half ago said, that's it, we're wide open. There was political reason behind it, whatever. There's very few restrictions in place on travel. Now, if you come to Florida and returning to your state location, you may have some restrictions. Nowadays, with rapid testing, they've really pulled away all the mandatory quarantines. Now they're optional based on testing options. So just check them out. If you have any questions, reach out to me and my contact information, or message me here on YouTube or Facebook, and I can help you out with that. Florida's a great destination. All the theme parks are open throughout Florida, especially in Central Florida. And I've been to Disney, all the parks are open there since July, Universal Orlando, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens in Tampa. And the hotels are running good deals, especially for the holidays. Attendance is restricted, you have to wear a mask, it's very safe. Probably your best holiday time to visit the theme parks is now, because even with the hotels at their limited capacity, the parks are at capacity. It's like 25% normal capacity. So there are some lines and rides, but nothing like you're used to during the holidays. So keep that in mind. That goes for all the theme parks. So Florida is a great bet. How about if you're a skier? Winter destinations, ski resorts will be open. They do have restrictions in place. You'd have to wear a mask at times in the lodges, but ski resorts will be open this winter. And I do also ski vacations if you're interested in needing help for that. So keep that in mind. A ski vacation is a possibility for holiday travel. Thanksgiving, I will say anywhere, unless like you're going to Canada, which is hard to get to Canada now, is a bit risky because of the snow conditions. But Christmas, I used to work at a ski mountain, Killington, Vermont, 1993, in the winter of 92. And we were packed over Christmas. Ski resorts are usually very, very good over Christmas. Utah, Denver, they get a ton of snow late November and December. So just keep those in mind. Airlines are running affordable flights. Again, restrictions, have to wear a mask. There's no place I can tell you can't have to wear a mask. Florida may be in parts, but overall, especially when you travel, anything involving transit involves wearing a mask because you want to keep people safe around you. That's the idea. And where travel is going, as I said in a show back in September, is rapid testing or pretty much immediate testing, comprehensive testing for COVID, and wearing a mask. That's the key. That's how other countries do it. That's how South Korea's never shut down, and that's what's happening. Yes, we're in a COVID spike right now. Ideally, this gets more under control. This is a flu-like virus, and it loves the colder weather. We thought it wouldn't, but it does. Even though it spikes here in the summer in Florida, it's spiking here again. But you can still travel. Like Disney is managing. All the theme parks in Florida, business here are managing despite this spike. So there's a way to do things if you're organized about it. And travel vendors are doing a great job doing that. So domestic, keep in mind ski vacations are possible. And then warmer beach locations. Florida one, but also South Carolina is still pretty warm. Texas has always been flexible. I went to Texas twice, once in June, once in September. Pretty easy travel to Texas, pretty laid back. California's a bit stricter. If you travel to California, keep in mind that their rules are a bit stricter. Their governor's a bit stricter. Disneyland's not even open yet. And no theme parks are in California, which is sad in my mind. So if the warmer climates, if you want a holiday break destination, are great choices. Domestic travel is the way to go. How about this? How about national parks in warmer climates? Like down here we got Everglades National Park, Big Bend National Park in Texas. I mean, if you're a national park lover, they're very quiet right now. Normally they're busting out in their normal times of peakness, like down here, Everglades. So the national parks are open. Obviously the winter destinations, it's a little tougher to enjoy national parks. But Yellowstone, I've gone to Yellowstone every month of the year, and it's enjoyable even in the wintertime. Cold, but enjoyable. So those are the few domestic ideas for you. If you do need help, that's what I do. If you want to book it on your own, that's fine too. The internet's a great resource, but keep in mind to know what the restrictions are to travel there and what they are for you when you return home. In Florida, I can travel freely anywhere and return home no problem. As far as getting to another state from Florida, like I want to go to Massachusetts and do some business up there with a corporate client, it's a little difficult for me. I have to do an application online and have a test and then ride with the test, or self-quarantine. Not mandatory quarantine, no one's really watching over me. It's more of a honor code type thing. But now Massachusetts is shutting down tighter, so just know where you want to go. For ski destinations, I would pick more like the Midwest destinations. Those states are a little more flexible. Northeast has been very strict for good reason on their regulations. National parks, ski destinations, beach destinations, domestic. That is a great choice. Now, what if you say, hey, I want to go international? Well, that's a little different. International is pretty limited. And Mexico, as always. And again, if you listen to my show September 27th, check it out. In my YouTube Fantastic Endeavors, go to the Enjoy the Journey playlist. All my shows are there in order. And check out the show from the 27th. And I give a nice little update about travel, first time in a long time. And I talked about the rapid testing. I talked about regulations. I talked about cruising, which I'll talk about in a second. But Mexico has never closed international flights. Yes, the border has been very tough and restricted and some politics going on there. But I've had travel agent friends who went to Mexico every single month for free or at a deep discount to check out resorts. I mean, they just did a phenomenal time. And they did that because it was open and some resorts were open. Not all areas were open. Like Los Cabos, way on the Baja Peninsula, was closed. Now it's reopened. And I had clients that went there in August and had a great time. Thank you, Marjorie Solano. And Riviera Maya with some restrictions. Cancun downtown hotel district was kind of limited. But it really never closed. And now it's even more open with restrictions. I mean, unfortunately, there's nowhere I can go and say, hey, you can go and just walk around without a mask and suntan on the beach and never wear a mask and you're fine. And you don't wear a mask on a plane. No, that's not our reality. And it's our reality. Mask wearing is part of our travel for a very long time. Hopefully till middle of next year, maybe next summer, I don't know. It's up to the scientists to figure out. But listen, for an hour or two of inconvenience, you can be in a fantastic place where there is more flexibility. If you're out alone, and distancing measure varies based on the resort and the area. But right now, Riviera Maya, if you're a couple, I'll go Riviera Maya. If you're a younger couple or a group, go to Cancun Hotel Zone where it's more happening. Bars and resorts are open with some limitations. Everyone's trying to be safe. It's not a matter of what our rules are. It doesn't matter. Everyone's being safe. This COVID's for real because you can tell because there's countries worldwide that have their own restrictions for their own benefit. They're not doing it because we have restrictions. They're doing it because they're trying to keep everyone safe. But Mexico has been doing it in a very methodical way, keeping people safe. So travel to Mexico if you do want to get out of the country for this holiday season or for 2021, I definitely recommend it. I sent, again, a group to Los Cabos. I've sent clients to Riviera Maya, and it really is, a place to go. Jamaica is a good one too. And I'm also picking places that have good airlift. Now, what is airlift? Before I even chat it, what is airlift? Airlift is the number of flights from major airports to that destination from the U.S. So for example, Punta Cana, challenging airlift, good from New York, but bad from Texas, depends on the month. Cancun, excellent airlift. It's a popular destination. It's central, short flights from most of the U.S. Jamaica, very good airlift from the U.S. And obviously with airlift, they're going to get more volume earlier than countries that have low airlift. Like Los Cabos is tough. Los Cabos is in the West Coast time zone. Other side of Mexico. Mexico's a big country. Los Cabos is hard to get to. It takes usually one stop, and if you're from the East Coast, it takes all day. When I come from Miami and fly from here, it takes me, one stop and a good half day of flying to get there. I love it there, but it's not like going to Cancun where it's a simple couple hour flight. So keep that in mind if you're on the West Coast listening. Cancun's still pretty short. Los Cabos even closer. Highly recommend Los Cabos. I've been on all their webinars. They've done a phenomenal job reopening. They were shut down. Cancun, Riviera Maya have done a very solid job keeping things open, and then they're really doing a better job of reopening things at a gradual pace. Everyone's being safe about it. And then obviously domestic air flights always pretty good, but you definitely have to check with carriers. Flights are a bit challenged right now. As always, you need help. That's what I do. If you want just a question, message me in the chat. If you want more serious planning, my services are free. I get paid commission from our vendors. You pay the same price or even less with me, but you get my experience for free, and that's how I save you time and money. That's my big mantra with my clients. It's a challenging time, but it's not impossible to travel, and it's more straightforward than you think. And my clients that have traveled recently have a good time. I had a client that go from Kansas to South Carolina, and she's going to Walt Disney World end of December, and they have a young 10-year-old daughter. They've had a great time traveling. They really enjoyed it. My clients in Los Cabos had a great time. Clients in Riviera Maya had a good time. So travel is possible. It's just is a little more challenging, takes a little more forethought. The days of walking up to the airport, hopping on a plane on a whim and putting cash down on the counter, those were over a long time ago, but I still have that wherewithal. It's a little tougher nowadays. You have to know the restrictions going there and the restrictions returning home. So keep that in mind. And I do understand the people in Northeast states, I'm from there, Connecticut, I do know it's harder to return to where you are. But keep that in mind. I had a friend that was down here, friends from high school. They got a test at a drive-through facility. They had the results by the time they got home, and they were fine to go back to work. No problem, no quarantine. So it is possible to travel domestically and internationally. But now let's talk about one of my favorite forms of travel. It's cruising, which is mostly international travel when you cruise. What is the status of cruising? Great question, and I have that answer for you. Cruising is now been allowed to restart. The CDC, which is handcuffed cruising, why they regulate cruising, I have no idea. The Coast Guard really regulates cruising in this country. Again, the CDC only applies to leaving or arriving in U.S. ports. It doesn't apply to other countries. And there's been cruise ships sailing Europe for a few months now, doing well. Cruising is now allowed to resail, but the restrictions granted or bequeathed to the cruise lines by the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, based in Atlanta, our federal agency, who manages our disease tracking and disease health diagnosis. They set some pretty difficult standards that I thought surprised everybody. And with that, all cruise lines canceled all sailings through December 31st. They were canceled till October 31st. There was a no-sell order in place. Most of them went beyond that and canceled to November, mid-November, late November. Carnival and some other cruise lines said, hey, we're going to sail in December. We'll have holiday sailings. I had clients say, hey, don't worry, you're going to sail on Christmas. And we were optimistic. They had to cancel anyways. They were uncomfortable, and that's fine. Then the Center for Disease Control came out with these regulations that were just like, whoa. I mean, the requirements of the facility testing on board and running volunteer cruises first, which I'm all over, by the way. I already had a client call me about doing a volunteer-free cruise. I will post this on my Facebook page, Fantastic Endeavors, mostly on David W. Hartman, where you're watching me now. And when they have free cruises, you'll hear about it. It'll be all over the news. I've not heard a thing about free cruises. I'll be invited to some, I'm sure. I'll post social media like crazy. I'll do the show from there, Harry, from a cruise ship. Nothing's been announced. I do know CLIA, Cruise Line International Association, that's where I get my credentials from. They're basically the trade organization of the cruise industry. They have voluntarily canceled all sailings for their member cruises till December 31st, and obviously they said that, then everyone follows suit. So no cruises for the rest of the year, we're almost going on a full year now, folks. I never thought I'd see the day when barely a cruise is ever missed for more than a week, never mind 8-10 months, but it's getting a little weird. But cruising will come back, but it will not be in 2020. And except if you go to Europe, there were some small expedition cruises up in Alaska, but those have ended due to the season. And even in Europe, because of spikes in COVID and restrictions at certain ports, cruises haven't been shut down, but they're just shutting down because there's very few places to visit, and they're having a hard time getting passengers on board. And it's, again, not season to cruise in Europe. Europe is cold in the wintertime. Hey, Michelle Brewer, thanks for being here. So that's cruising. I don't have much more news besides it's good to book 2021. I think January 2021 and after for cruises here. Cruises in Europe, I really have no idea. That's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a phased restart. It's going to be small cruises up to 7 nights. That was one of the CDC restrictions, no more than 7 nights. So the 3 to 7 night cruises out of ports in Florida will definitely come first. Then you'll see like New Orleans ports. Then you'll see probably maybe Baltimore. You won't see the Northeast ports probably till it's warmer weather, till spring. So a cruise from New York, I wouldn't book that until well into their warmer climate. They don't have many cruises in the wintertime anyways, leaving from there. They have a few that come south, but they're too long. So based on the current restrictions, you'll see cruises from Florida, from warmer markets, LA, San Pedro Port, and New Orleans, 3 to 4 7-night cruises, probably launching sometime in January. We'll probably have some shakeout cruises in early January. Once they're announced, I'll let you know. And then you'll see the cruises ramp up again with significant testing involved, testing at the ports, testing on board if there's an outbreak. The cruises got a bad rap because, they didn't start the coronavirus. It came from Wuhan, China, and Wuhan's a major air gateway, and it got flown all over the world from there. Our first case in the U.S. was in Washington State from Wuhan directly. That was back in January. That's been well documented. But, few outbreaks on board that are mishandled get publicized, and this is what we're ended up with today. why are other forms of travel allowed to go and they're not? It's just unfair. It's all about PR, press, and it's very political. I don't agree with it. Cruises do a phenomenal job of keeping you healthy. When they have a norovirus, which is a stomach virus you hear about, their outbreaks are very contained. It happens to maybe 100 people on board of 3,000-4,000, very small. And there are more cases of that in hotels every day, but you don't hear about it because they don't have to report them. But because the cruise lines are Coast Guard regulated and now CDC regulated, they have to report them. This is my mantra I talked about in my September 27th travel update. So cruises are coming back. Hey, John Doty, welcome back. My old principal from high school. And as we get to my show wrap up here the next 10 minutes, I do want to say cruises will be an option, but they are not a holiday option. So it's a long answer to, hey, I have no information about holiday cruises. There are none. But I do want to know that's been the latest. It was a big development. So no more no sale order, which is good news. And same thing, all the theme parks in the U.S., all the travel vendors, airlines, all went through this themselves. They had to get government regulations first to allow to travel again, and then implement those regulations. So the CDC and the Coast Guard's been fine. CDC has said you can resale with these limitations. No 7-night cruises, need comprehensive testing at the terminal, comprehensive test facilities for every single passenger on board, and then you have to have numerous other things in place, health regulations and number of staff and so on and so forth. There's a shakedown time, so some cruise lines may not sail till February. Others have been preparing already. And I've heard from a sales rep that the minute they turn the light on, it takes them a month to repatriate their crew. Their crew members who've been on a cruise are all from the Philippines and other countries, mostly the Philippines, and they're all foreign workers because they can work 6 months for their contract and the rates they pay, and they love it, and they don't have to be under a minimum wage or an American rate regulation. So they have to repatriate those people from other countries. It's going to take a while, and they have to get the ships going again. Some cruise lines, like Disney Cruise Line, and I believe one other cruise line here, has been really ramping up. Now, some cruise lines haven't launched yet. Like my sponsor, Atlas Ocean Voyages, July 2021 launching, and I'm going on my Antarctic cruise next November. They haven't launched yet, so they're prepared. They're putting these regulations in place now. Every time they hear an update, they just put it in. They have the advantage of ramping up during this time. But there are hundreds of cruise ships out there, just sitting, collecting dust, obviously being cleaned and getting maintained, but they now have to re-engineer what has just come down for these restrictions if you want to sail U.S. waters. Again, the CDC only oversees cruising for U.S. ports, so just keep that in mind. So no holiday cruises, but cruises coming soon. Great holiday gift, though, is booking a cruise for your loved one, and I can help you with that. As always, you want to reach me about anything involving travel, 305-453-9208, and Dave at bucketwishtrip.com. And bucketwishtrip.com, my website, has information about my upcoming Solar Antarctic Total Eclipse Cruise in end of November, November 28th, December 10th, 2021. It's going to be an epic trip. It defines my tagline, Bucket Wish Trip. Just always place you want to go on your bucket list and where you wish you want to be at total eclipse. It's going to be awesome. Check that out, and that trip will happen. Cruising will be full force by next year. So to kind of summarize, domestic, you got ski resorts, you got Florida's wide open, theme parks in Florida are good bets. South Carolina, Charleston's a good one. I've sent clients there already. Texas is pretty good. National parks in warmer areas, and then obviously more beach destinations. The one thing I would look into is California. They're still pretty strict there, so just traveling to California, keep that in mind. And then colder climates, you got ski resorts, especially the Midwest, Utah, Denver. All those great areas are great choices. International, Mexico. Always tried and true, have never stopped allowing tourists during this COVID outbreak. And they still have them right now, and they have them every day, and they're doing a great job. Definitely Cancun airports or Riviera Maya if you want a more quiet, all-inclusive resort, or the hotel zone in downtown Cancun area. If you want a more upbeat destination, I can help you with those. And then Los Cabos, one of my favorites. If you want a farther destination, or if you're on the West Coast, Los Cabos is a great choice. They have done just a phenomenal, methodical job. It's a much different destination. It's a much spread out destination. And most resorts are not right in Cabo San Lucas, but it's a really fun time. And my clients who went to the Hard Rock, Los Cabos, had a really, really good time there in August, and look forward to going back. I've been there myself. It's a wonderful destination. And I talk about cruises. Cruises, again, great holiday gifts, but not right now can you have a holiday cruise. That will be next year, which is definitely available. A couple notes as I'm winding down and see if any questions in the chat here. Sherry's Bars Langston's always here. Harry T had some great comments today. Again, the backdrop is by Ginger Hill. We've been on the Enjoy the Journey Luxury Travel Show here live from Keys Meads in Key Largo, Florida, 99401 Unit 6 in downtown center Key Largo. I'm looking at the CVS drive-through window right now. If you're coming southbound easy, if you're northbound easy, look for the mural for Keys Mead on the side of the building and pull right there, and then there's a parking right adjacent to the building. If you're coming southbound, a little trickier, I would go left where the Walgreens light is and then wrap around to the yellow building and park behind it. And your GPS will get you there. As always, appreciate you spending your Sunday with me. It's been a very weird day in the Keys. We're under hurricane storm warning, which means it's imminent. There is a storm Eta. It's a Greek alphabet letter, 20th storm of the year, right off our coast here. And I looked at it almost a sunset today. So go figure. But this storm has been around for a while. It's been beaten up by Central America and Cuba. And thankfully, it's been pretty low key today. But my house is safe, if you're wondering. And we're fine down here. And I'm doing a live feed in the Keys, no problem. And thank you, Jeff Kesling, today for. He says you're welcome. And thank you, Travis, the great internet. If you want internet in the Keys, go with terranova.net. Phenomenal internet. So. All right, and then keep in mind more details on my Bucket Wish Trip branded vacation, the Solar Antarctic Cruise, bucketwishtrip.com. We still have our group rates. We negotiated with the cruise line and said, hey, I got some more cabins. I got a few people booked already. I'm going, definitely. So definitely check out bucketwishtrip.com for details on that cruise. They are still doing the free air promotion. So if you book a regular cabin, you get free air from 16 different domestic gateways. That's your home airport. And then if there's suites left, they do free business class. That promotion's still available. They're being very flexible right now because they want to see bookings on the books by the end of the year. So come talk to me. We'll work out a deal. We have exclusive group rates on that cruise. Please join me. I hardly ever have escort trips anymore. And this is what I'm really putting my backing behind. They've been a great sponsor of my show all fall long, and I really appreciate them. Bucketwishtrip.com to find out about the Atlas Ocean Voyages cruise on the World Navigator. Next week, we're going to Vero Beach. We're the east coast of Florida to Vero Beach Resort. We're going to do a live feed from somewhere up there. Haven't figured it out yet, but we're going to be on the Florida coast. Something different. Part of my Disney World timeshare points allows me to go to this Disney Vero Beach Resort and decided to take advantage of that and check in a place I've never stayed before, and I've actually only driven through Vero once. And I'm looking forward to it. It's right above Fort Pierce, not too far from here, probably about a 3-hour drive. And looking forward to a fantastic weekend. So Sunday at 5 o'clock here on RadioA1A, Cruising Country Radio, and my Facebook Live and Fantastic Nevers YouTube page. Because we'll be roving, I'm not sure exactly be live on all those channels, but definitely live on David W. Hartman and also on RadioA1A, Cruising Country Radio. Appreciate Harry always working the simulcast for us. So Harry T says, the wind is on the way, you better hunker down. Oh, that's for right now. Yeah, hopefully we'll get home and get back in the house before the wind picks up, although I've been threatened with high winds all day. So check that out. That will be 5 o'clock Sunday here on our usual channels. And as always, like this and share it. If you just joined on and caught part of this and part of this backdrop, been at Keys Mead, keysmeads.com, Jeff Kesling. And please, as always, right when this ends, the recording's available. And as always, my YouTube feed is available. And also, we'll upload this tonight or tomorrow morning to A1A Media Network YouTube channel for Radio and A1A fans. Check those out. And as always, keep the comments coming if you're watching on recording, or if you're on the podcast and want to comment there, comment me directly. We'll answer your questions about Jeff's awesome meadery here in Key Largo, or anything to do with travel and the holiday travel destinations I covered today. I hope you guys take advantage of some places that you can travel right now. Appreciate all you being here. I didn't see too many more questions in the chat, but thank you, Sherry, John, Michael Kanek, for your comments. Yes, the backdrop's amazing and Keys Meads amazing. Come by and have a nice tasting here and spend some time with Jeff Kesling. You may see me at the bar next to you, and take advantage of some good holiday gifts for your loved ones. It's a gift that gives on giving all holiday week long. It's absolutely amazing. Appreciate you guys being here. Have a great Sunday. We'll see you next week, Sunday at 5 o'clock, live from Vero Beach Resort. Check it out then.
Come on, what are you waiting for? They're serving rum up, it's right next door. There's a party on the sandbar. in the Keys.